Hi, and welcome to Capillaris Talk TV. Our special guest today returning for the second time and to tell us more about some of new real estate projects that are coming up in popular areas of Mississauga and Oakville is CEO and founder of Intuition Realty, Debbie Kosick. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Carmela. Thank you for having me on again.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice. Last time we had so many calls when you were on, and we wanted to talk some more about new projects. How do you see, for instance, the condo market right now and forecasting for 2017?
Well, we've had a record-breaking 2016, the best year in the history of the Toronto Real Estate Board.
Really?
And we foresee that 2017 will have the same strength and momentum. There's some fantastic factors that are pushing that marketplace. Needless to say, low interest rates, job security, stable economy, significant immigration that comes into the GTA. You know, there are many, many factors that are creating this sort of perfect storm of the strength of the real estate market.
Right, right. There's a condo craze going on right now. What do you think that is attributed to?
A lot of that has to do with, I would say, affordability is one of the driving factors. So the average detached house in the GTA has hit a record $1.2 million. So that's quite a high price for particularly a first-time purchaser or a young family to purchase. So we're finding more and more of a movement towards the condo market. We're also finding a movement towards bigger suites within the condo market. The 2-bedroom plus den or the 3-bedroom units have been very, very popular in the last year and a half.
There are even some 4+ den units that you're selling.
In some of our luxury developments, we are offering that, and we're offering the ability to put suites together so that people can have larger 12, 15, 1,800 suite apartments that are, you know, quite similar to some of the wartime bungalows that we grew up in. I grew up in a 1,200 square foot bungalow quite comfortably with our family.
Yes, yes, that's right. So you attribute it to the affordability crunch, but I think there's also another component to this, which is the boomers. The boomers are getting rid of their larger detached homes and they're opting for maintenance-free condo homes with all the amenities.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of wealth within our real estate market. So they're finding that, you know, as they're preparing to sell their house the next year, you know, 2 years, even 3 years, many condo developments are 24 months to, you know, 36 months as the average closing. So if you are thinking of doing that, it's the right time to start thinking of it now. It will take 2 to 3 years for this condo development to be, you know, approved, built, occupied, etc. Gives you the time to sort of put yourself into that headspace of moving from a larger home to, you know, to an apartment or apartment style living. And so we're finding more and more of that sort of pre-planning, and, you know, people are more and more sophisticated when it comes to the real estate market. And as I said, there's an enormous amount of wealth in the marketplace, so they have the ability to be, they just have more choices when they cash out of their big home now.
Right, right. I know. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that people are looking for. They're traveling, maybe have second homes in Florida or whatever. So I guess it's all about affordability and demographics. Even the young people now are opting more for condos because they're doing a lot of traveling, and their jobs are abroad too, right?
Absolutely. We're finding that quality of life is more and more important, especially with the millennial generation versus maybe quantity of life. We're not finding that, you know, young couples that are getting married are going out and buying a 3,000 or 4,000 square foot home. First of all, they're very hard to find. They're very costly. I know one of the first homes that I bought was 2,800 square feet 25 years ago. There was an affordability factor that was different then. I guess if I was in this marketplace, I'd probably be buying a condo for that same price point now. And probably a little bit more spacious of a condo that I could have, you know, a first child in or stay in for, you know, 5 to 7 years, which is sort of that average cycle that people stay in their real estate, you know, prior to selling.
Those are very good points, Debbie. I wanted to ask you, what is the difference between pre-construction condos and resale condos? Do you want to explain to our audience, because there are quite a few differences?
Absolutely. The pre-construction condo is purchased off of a floor plan, usually within a sales office. So, I mean, it's sometimes a little bit more difficult to visualize, but we're finding the builders are so sophisticated and have spent so much money in marketing dollars that, there's beautiful show suites, there's often virtual reality walkthroughs.
Yes.
There's all kinds of tools, like we use an iPad system for sale, so there's all kinds of, technological tools that we use to illustrate these floor plans to the buying public. But you have the ability to customize your unit,
Yes.
pick your colors. Often you have the ability to choose your closing date. So if it's 2 years or 3 years or a year and a half out, it gives you the time to plan.
Yes.
Maybe if you're a first-time buyer, to save money. If you're a move-down buyer, to, as I said, put yourself into that, headspace of moving from a larger house and
Yes.
downscaling and changing your furniture, etc. So, I mean, there's some very nice options to being able to get into that marketplace or to put yourself into that marketplace. Whereas a resale condo often is a little bit older. You'll find that you don't have the choice, obviously. You don't have the choices. You can't see the finished product, which for some people is very important. But if you're a first-time buyer, it doesn't give you the ability to save up your money.
Right.
And we find when we're analyzing investor units, from resale investor unit to a brand new pre-construction investor unit that gets occupied, the rents are always higher on the brand new pre-construction units.
Right.
So your return is often higher.
Right. So some of the advantages are the length of time between purchase and pre-construction, which gives you ample time to save your deposit and see your deposit appreciate within the 2 to 3 years. What do you can you give us an opinion or an average of what you feel the appreciation on a condo is after 2 to 3 years?
Well, new construction has been appreciating an average of 5 to 6% the last couple of years, but in 2016 we had a record appreciation of 9.6%.
Wow.
So, and the detached marketplace has been appreciating at an average of 10% the last couple of years, with some pockets that have had enormous appreciation up to 23, 24% for very hot pockets.
So in some cases, does it make sense for people who have their money tied up, let's say in RSPs or other investments, to borrow the deposit if they want to buy a condo for an investment, because in the long run their money is going to appreciate in value over 2 to 3 years? We can see the increase in the market. I mean, 6 to 8% in resale. So that would be an option for some people, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, if your money in your RSP is going to be at 3 or 4%, and the condo market is appreciating at 6 to 9, depending on the year, it's simple mathematics to know that you are at an advantage.
Yeah, that's
you are building your future wealth. So it's a great savings plan.
Exactly.
If you are an investor, you can put a tenant into it, and your tenant can help you pay that mortgage. And with today's low interest rates, we're finding that, and the high rents, because there really is a scarcity of great rental units available, particularly in Mississauga, that the rental rates come very close to carrying the mortgages. So that's a nice sound investment.
That's right. So condos are a good investment in terms of appreciation and in terms of rental investment properties. What you're saying is right now it's very easy to rent.
Very, very easy to rent. We're finding that there really is a shortage of rentals, and our average new construction condo in Mississauga that we put on the market in the last 12 months, we rented from 2 to 3 days. In 2 to 3 days.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's really good for investors to know, or even end users. It's good to know that their investment is growing and appreciating. Another thing I wanted to ask you is about the scarcity of land, and very few houses are being built. Is that why we have more condos now, because of that reason?
Absolutely. There's been an intense, a government intensification policy where most municipalities are moving towards intensifying due obviously to the lack of land. We have, I guess, an artificial barrier to the north of our city with this green belt that the government has imposed. So it's very hard for growth to move northward. They've sort of got to skip this large green belt and go even further north, to an hour and a half drive from the GTA. So we're finding that, the lack of land that's being really, a lot of it has to do with government policies and how long it's taking for land to be approved.
Yes.
And as we had said, this green belt that really has constricted where, you know, where development can't grow.
Yes, yes. So that's major, and that's why we have more condos and condo townhouses being built
Absolutely,
now.
absolutely.
Is it easy to get financing on a condo with a 2-3 year closing on a pre-construction condo? Is it easy?
Oh, absolutely. Every new home construction or new home sales office will have a bank representative or a mortgage broker representative. Usually it's the bank that's connected to the builder, and they will have a cap rate program in effect that will hold the rate till closing. So
Oh,
it's
okay. So
very
that's good
easy.
to know.
You can deal with the people on site. You know, the
Yes.
sales agents can direct you towards the bank. There's usually literature
that's-
there. If not, a representative there on weekends they can speak to.
Okay, that's good to know that you can hold the rate. Before we go to commercial, let's talk a little bit about condo assignments for people that don't know what they are, and can you tell us how they benefit the buyer?
Absolutely. Not every developer will offer it, but we're finding that, you know, more and more of our marketplace does allow purchasers to assign their unit prior to final closing. So often it'll be an assignment in between occupancy and final closing. And the beauty of having that is, in the event that your lifestyle changes, you purchase this unit, you want to live in it, but you know, another child comes along, or you have a job transfer, or, you know, something changes in your
lifestyle
life, you need to
changes, yeah.
move. So you have the ability to actually change the name of the purchaser, usually for a fee, and that purchaser takes your place upon closing. Now, you usually have to keep your name in there as security until closing,
True.
and then your name comes off on final closing.
Yes.
So really it is a
It is-
nice insurance policy.
Yes, it is a benefit. Time for a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking to Debbie Kosick about 2 new projects in Mississauga and Oakville called Lake and East and Manors of Mineola. Welcome back to Capillaris Talk TV. We're back with Debbie Kosick, and we're talking about the latest project in Oakville called Lake and East. What makes that project so unique?
Well, Lake and East has some very cutting-edge architecture designed by an award-winning architecture firm based out of Winnipeg called 5468795 Architecture.
Oh,
Catchy name.
wow, catchy name.
But it is situated in a beautiful, picturesque Bronte Harbor, a walk to the lake. It's a walk to the Bronte GO station, minutes from the QEW. So the combination of this, you know, fabulous architecture and AAA location really, I think, is the most 2 of the most unique
It's
features.
very unique, yeah, very unique. Is the condo demand high in Oakville?
Absolutely. There hasn't been a building launched in the Oakville waterfront area in a couple of years. So there really is a pent-up demand, and we can
Yes.
tell just by the phone calls that we received from our
Yes.
signage in the sales office.
Yeah, that's wonderful, and close to the marina too,
Close
which
to
is
the marina,
very,
close to
very
all the
great.
shops and restaurants, and, you know, the quaint
Yeah.
village of, you know, Bronte Village, just that
Yes,
lovely
yes.
atmosphere that Oakville is famous for.
Most of the time, people want to know what other projects has the builder done. Do you have any of that information with you?
Well, the developers are Engine Developments, Symmetry Developments, and
Oh, okay.
Fortress Real Developments. And most recently, they have completed a development called Treehouse Townhomes. And they've also developed Linea on Bayview, Origami Lofts, and the Hive Loft. So really, if you go on their websites, you'll be able to read about them. They're experienced developers,
very
and they're
experienced.
very well known for their innovative architecture.
Very, yeah, and we have some photos of that too. How many stories is this building going to be? It's a high-rise, right?
It is. It's 140 units, and the majority of the units have beautiful lake views. They've been designed in such a way that both the balconies and the units capture Lake Ontario.
Oh, that's nice. And how many penthouse units? I believe there's 2 floors of penthouse units.
There are 2 floors of penthouse units, and we haven't finalized all the floor plans quite yet, so I don't have a count right now what they're going to end up being. But we will be offering some larger suites, so, you know, really catering to that Oakville and user marketplace.
Do you know what square footage you're starting at? From square footage to square footage, how many bedrooms?
In
being
the
offered?
typical units, we're starting at 400 square feet and going up to 1,200 square feet. And the penthouses will be larger. And the reason we're starting so small is we're offering what we call a pied-à-terre, because we believe that people will be wanting to sell their large homes, and maybe spend half the year in the south, and their summers up north with their cottages, which is very typical of the Oakville marketplace. And they maybe just want to retain a small, a pied-à-terre, a small little foothold in Oakville, so when they come and visit their children, they have a place to stay.
Oh, how wonderful is that? That's really good. Now, I was going to ask you, what is the lobby like? We have a rendering of it. Is there retail space available in the lobby?
There will be 7,000 square feet of retail space available for lease, not in the lobby, but belonging to the building, and we'll be very selective of the tenants. We're looking for tenants that are complementary to the lifestyle, maybe a spa or a yoga studio, or the things that will enhance the lifestyle of the residents. But the lobby is breathtaking. It's a Scandinavian-inspired architecture, light and bright, soaring ceilings. It's going to be quite spectacular when it's complete.
So we have this beautiful building in Oakville on Bronte Harbor Marina, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm sure a lot of people are waiting to know how they can get priority pricing and viewing for this project, and when the launch date is.
Well, the launch date that's coming up is this spring, so we should be coming out in the next 60 days is our estimated completion time for our sales office.
Great.
But Carmela, you have Platinum Access as an agent, so my recommendation would be to contact Carmela, and you'll be able to have priority preview access prior to other agents and the public.
So Platinum Access will be at least a month sooner than regular access.
Absolutely.
So yeah, anybody who's interested, just contact us at info@capillaris.com, and we'd be more than happy to give you all the information, because we're working with the marketing firm and the developers ourselves. So that's really good news. Now we have another project that's up and coming and very much awaited in Mississauga, in one of the most popular areas called Mineola. Tell us why that area, Mineola, is so popular.
Well, Mineola is one of the prestige neighborhoods in Mississauga. You have Mineola East and Mineola West. You have Lorne Park. You've got the Rattray Marsh area, the Mississauga Road area, Gordon Woods. Those are really the most highly priced and coveted neighborhoods within Mississauga.
Right, and it's an area that is surrounded with multi-million-dollar homes.
Absolutely. The average home in Mineola right now is $3.1 million.
Yes, that is something else. And these are townhouse units. There's very few exclusive townhouse units in Mineola. Is that correct?
As far as I know, in the last couple of years, this is the only development that will be made available to the public. It's situated just right on the edge of Mineola, so it's minutes to transportation.
Right.
But it is surrounded by these beautiful large homes, lovely mature trees, very quiet enclave.
Which is great for anybody who's thinking of purchasing, because when you are buying townhouses surrounded by multi-million-dollar homes, obviously the appreciation on your property would go up higher, because you're in an area with larger, more expensive homes. So it is a really great investment, or for anybody who wants to live there, of course. Debbie, what's the project called in Mineola?
It's called the Manors of Mineola, and it's being built by Carlisle Developments.
Okay, that is great. That's great. Can you tell us something about the units and the suites, what the floor plans are like?
Absolutely. They range from 2,200 to 2,500 square feet, and we have 3 and 4 bedroom units available. They are 3-story floor plan design. So on the first floor, you would have a media room, you would have an office, a foyer, access to the backyard, access to the garage. On the first floor, you would have a spacious kitchen, often with very large islands, living, dining room. You would have, access to a beautiful deck overlooking your backyard. And on the third floor, you would have the master bedrooms, the remainder of the bedrooms.
Yes.
You would have the laundry facilities, the en-suites, etc.
So it's a 3-story unit, and is it all above ground?
It is all above ground.
Are there any walkouts?
There is a walkout from the main level to the backyard, and then there's also a walkout from either the kitchen or the entertainment family area to the deck on the first floor.
Okay. Are these condos or are these freehold townhouses? Is there a maintenance fee?
They are freehold condos. There will be a nominal maintenance fee, which we have not finalized yet.
So Debbie, how many of these townhouses are you building?
There will only be 20.
Okay. And are they single garages, double, tandem?
There are 2-car parking, so you will have a garage, and then you'll also have driveway parking.
Okay, I see. So that's great. So there'll be enough for if you have extra cars, you have them in the driveway.
The driveway, yes.
Can the townhouses be customized for double garages?
No, they will not be able. You will not be able to customize it for double car garages, but you will be able to customize a lot of the features inside. You will have an appointment with interior designer provided by the developer, and they'll walk you through the whole design process. You'll be able to pick from a very large design center, features and finishes, and some customization. Obviously, walls in between the homes won't be able to be moved, etc. But they will allow you to do some customization within.
Okay, that would be very nice. I'm sure a lot of people will want to do that. And are there stainless steel appliances included?
There are stainless steel appliances. There are 8-foot ceilings on the main floor, 10-foot ceilings on the first floor, the living floor, 9-foot ceilings on the bedroom floors.
Nice.
There's going to be oak stairs, be a beautiful selection of kitchen cabinetry, quartz countertops. There's going to be 3¼ inch pre-finished hardwood flooring. So there's all the features have not been finalized yet, but there will be a very beautiful selection befitting a $1 million townhome.
Beautiful. So when can we expect this project to launch, and how can people get first access?
So we're anticipating this to launch early this spring, within the next couple of months. And again, priority access would be through yourself, so they can feel free to call Carmela or Lewis and obtain priority platinum access. Okay,
that's great. A lot of interesting projects coming up. Last time you were here, before we go, you were here and we were talking about the Royale condominiums on Mississauga Road in Dundas. How is that going? That launched in November. How's everything going right now? I think for platinum. And are you selling them?
We sold very successfully. Right now we are going to be launching to the VIP brokers very shortly. So again, platinum brokers still have access throughout that whole phase of sales. And we've sold everything that was available in that particular phase. So we're very excited. Enormous response. And we believe that it's going to be one of the, most iconic buildings that Mississauga has seen. A combination of the location, the architecture, and some of the unique offerings that we had, like the customizable suites, which we've had enormous interest in. We've sold some very large suites up to 5,000 square feet, and that's been very, very well received by the marketplace. Very well received. So if you're still interested in Royale, contact us, and we could give you more information on that as well. Thank you so much, Debbie, for being on the show. It's always delightful. And thank you for sharing with us all this great information about new pre-construction real estate in Mississauga, Oakville, and surrounding areas. Thank you, Carmela. We always appreciate the opportunity. We appreciate your support. Thank you. It's time for a short break. We will be right back with more Capillaris Talk TV. Well, that wraps up another episode of Capillaris Talk TV. I want to thank my guests on today's show, Debbie Kosick from Intuition Realty. It has been a pleasure to interview her at the Rogers TV studio. As always, I look forward to my next conversation with leaders in our community about real estate and beyond. Until then, please check out my website at capillaris.com for more information. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you continue to tune in for more.